So welcome everybody to the Essential Hypnosis and NLP training. It's 1 o'clock in the morning where you are, Amanda. Far out. You're dedicated, darling. So welcome everybody. I'm really stoked to be doing this. It's one of those things, like I said, when I did the intro video, I debated about doing very highly. And I was like, you know what? We need more people. And at the end of the day, some people actually just want to do hypnosis and NLP training for their own selves, for their own healing. So why not do that? It's amazing how when you learn the language of your own brain, how much better you can perform, how much more things you can achieve, and how much more relaxed you can be about it. So let's get on with it. So first I would like to welcome you to this wonderful criteria. I have been working for months on this and I'm really stoked about it. So I'm going to teach you all the principal requirements about hypnosis so you can go into the world and start helping your family and your friends and yourself as well. So you know, just because, like, I remember before I learnt hypnosis, the world was such a hard place to live in. I didn't understand what was going on and why people were the way they were. And I'm so glad that I've studied hypnosis now, because now I can understand why people do what they do and forgive them, forgive myself, and then let go of all that hurt and that pain, that anger, that sadness. Because at the end of the day, we weren't born with this stuff. It's not like we came out, we got a manual and we're just like, okay, so we're going to do this and then this is going to happen. And then on about February the 14th, this is going to occur. We didn't get a manual. So this is why you're going to learn the hypnosis and the NLP training. So let me introduce myself, okay? So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Trish Palmer. I'm Limestone Coast Master Hypnotherapist. I'm a master in NLP, which is Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and hypnotherapy. I specialize in timeline transformations, life coaching, and I'm also a world-class scriptwriter. So here's a little bit of background story about Trish, okay? So I decided many years ago that I would release an IBS hypnosis criteria. I'd done some study about it and I really wasn't impressed with the quality that was in our industry. So I decided to release it back in October 2017. And hi, beautiful, how are you going? And I decided to release it back in 2017. And I went to Perth. That's the photo that you're looking at now. And I went to Perth and I had the most beautiful support there. I absolutely love Perth. So thumbs up to absolutely everybody that was in Perth. And we finished off the 2-day criteria for the IBS hypnosis protocol. And what happened? Well, what happened was I had a lady approach me there that actually works for the Australian Hypnotherapists Association. And she said to me, Trish, she goes, this has got to be recognised. We need this in our system. We need more people doing this. And I'm like, I was shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, you want my art as such? And she goes, yep. She goes, we have to discuss how we're going to get more and more hypnotherapists to do this because we need more leaders of the industry. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So from there, we then went on to be recognized by the International Hypnosis Association as well. So that was a real honor for me when I got that email and they're like, hey, we need you on board. We really want your criteria and the way you educate people. And I was like, okay, no worries, let's do this. So after a while, I then started my mentoring series, and that was a 25-part series about, you know, just basic hypnosis and stuff like that. And then as time went on, I realized more and more questions were being asked and more confusion was happening on basic stuff that really shouldn't be happening. I remember when I did my hypnosis certification, my very first one, I came out of this hypnosis certification. I was like, yes, I'm going to heal the world. And then I got smacked down by it. I was so motivated. I was ready to go. I was ready to help people quit smoking and lose weight. And then I got smacked with all of this other stuff. So there was really a huge misconception about what you could and couldn't achieve when it came to this hypnosis certification. And then I started telling people I was a hypnotherapist, and they're like, oh, have you done blah and blah and blah? And I'm sitting there going, I have no idea what those words are. So I realized that this rabbit hole went a lot deeper than my very first interpretation. So now I have my own mentoring series where I actually teach hypnotherapists from all over the world how to get their criteria online, how to get more clients, how to specialize in industries, and now we've led to where here we are. And then what I also did was I said to my partner, I said, look, I need you to quit your job and come and help me because I'm so busy. Can you please help me? And that's what he did. He walked into his work. He said, nah, guys, sorry, I'm quitting. I'm going to go and follow my dreams of being self-employed and start going out there and helping Trish with what she's doing. So good stuff, Amanda. You'll have to tell me your story sometime. I'd love to hear it. So I'm absolutely honored to help you learn these wonderful tools so you can learn how to change lives for better and change your life for better as well. Like, hypnosis isn't about just about everybody else, and neither is NLP. It's about yourself as well, becoming what you want to resonate in the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it all down into small sections. So take each section in your stride and be the best that you possibly can be. Any questions, you just place them in the discussion section of the course and we'll answer them as soon as we can. Okay, so feel free to create discussions further, like on Facebook. So if you want to discuss this further here on Facebook, then please do that. We're here to help, and we're all here to talk to each other and gather some resources. Our aim is to make this industry stronger with high quality professionals and healers. And if this is you, then you're in the right place, because it's really, really time for anybody who is struggling or is worried or can't find themselves going out there to get clients and things like that. It's really time to step up. We are the link in between the clinical world that's so analytical and the spiritual world that is all with the emotions and the visual and the audio. So we are the link between those two worlds, and we can bring them back together so that we can all heal together. So let's get started. So I'm going to take you through the modules that I'm breaking it all down to and what you're going to learn, okay? So what is hypnosis and what is NLP? There's a huge misconception on this, so I want to create some clarity on it. I'm going to take you through the history of hypnosis and NLP. Now, I remember when I first started courses, I was like, you're kidding me? We're going to do history? Like, what does it matter? You know what? I learned so much when I was rehashing the history of hypnosis, and I was like, wow, this is actually really interesting on how it all happened, how it occurred, why things were called certain things, and what was discovered. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it as well. I'm also going to teach you the responsibility of the mind and structures of reality explained, because everybody's structure of reality is so different, and no wonder we're confused in this world. I'm going to teach you about prestige and rapport. It is an absolute must. It's amazing how many hypnotherapists there are out there, and they don't even care about this stuff. Their responses to certain feedback and actions are very critical. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on, guys. Like, you know, where's the whole lifting each other up here sort of thing? So let's create some prestige and rapport. I'm going to talk about levels of trance and vibrations as well, because hypnosis is not just about being in trance. It's all about energies and vibrations around us as well. Pre-talk and waking hypnosis. To me, this is where a real hypnotist actually shines. It's when they can use their NLP, their neuro-linguistic programming techniques and skills, to actually hypnotize the client before they've even gone into trance. They can do it whilst they're standing there, whilst they're in a waking state, and they're just like, bang, change, just like that. And it's fantastic. I love this skill. I'll talk about tonality as well, because tonality comes down to, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. So it's amazing the different words you can use, but your tonality is just completely off the par. Body language is a great way to communicate. I am actually half deaf in each ear, so I communicate a lot with body language, and I also pick up on a lot of stuff that many people don't pick up on. And it also comes from years for being a massage therapist as well. I was always taught to watch my client as they walked into the room, so that way you could pick up exactly what is wrong with them and then create your prestige and rapport cut above the rest. I'll teach you how to do inductions, convincers and deepeners, like some really, really good ones. I'm going to teach you some suggestibility tests. Now, I'm not just talking about your usual lemon test and stuff like that. I'm going to teach you some more advanced stuff so that you can really, really rehash this whole industry and bring it to its full potential. I'll teach you the scaling evidence procedure, all about metaphors. It's not just a matter of creating a metaphor and it's like, ooh, that worked. Metaphors are actually laid in so many different ways. So I'm going to teach you all the different metaphors. Breaking state and future pacing. Post-hypnotic suggestion. Now, this is one of the most powerful skills that we have, and it's so misinterpreted. And a lot of the times it's done, but not done effectively. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'll teach you the awakening technique, Hack-Allow learning state, one of my favorite learning state techniques. I love this one. I use it when I'm playing pool comp, when I'm playing soccer, and it's all to get me to zone in on my potential in that moment of time. It's all about living in the now. I'll teach you how to pace lead as well. Hot, cold, and warm readings. Now, this is the language of psychics, so I'm going to teach you how to do that as well, because it can really help you in your own personal life and if you're going to be working with family and friends. I'll teach you eye fixation and eye techniques. I was actually quite surprised when I started teaching my IBS hypnosis protocol and the amount of hypnotherapists that were clinical hypnotherapists, but they didn't actually know about the eye techniques. And I was picking up on information that they weren't aware of and then answering their questions. And they're like, Trish, how do you know that? And I'm like, it's called an eye technique. I just assumed it was part of basic NLP, but they hadn't learnt that. So I'm going to teach you how to do that in this basic course. I'm going to teach you all about the script setup, how to recognize triggers, okay? Because a lot of triggers are not actually triggers. We think they are, but they're not. I'm going to talk to you also about the idiometer responses, because it's amazing the amount of people, even when they're not in trance, actually have idiometer responses that you can pick up on and you can help with. Somnambulism, it's one of the topics I absolutely love. I'll teach you all about that. It's very, very easy. It's just more complicated to say than what it is to do. I'll talk about also external environments. There's a lot of people that think, you know what, the external environment doesn't matter. If the external environment doesn't matter, then why is it affecting us so much? It's food for thought, most definitely. I'll teach you how to do an introduction that sells as well, because there's a lot of awesome hypnotherapists, awesome NLP practitioners, and when you ask them what it is that they do, they're just like, bleh, they've got this verbal diarrhea. So I'll teach you how to do some introductions that sell. I'll teach you how to do group sessions, what kind of forms you need in your business, because if you want to go off and be certified and be trained and all this sort of stuff in this, what kind of forms do you need? I remember when I first went out there, I got given this an intake form, and I was like, wow, this intake form's really, really scary and not very friendly. And then I actually needed all this other stuff on it. So, it was highly embarrassing when I was going out there. I'll teach you all about CBTs, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. Dealing with difficult clients. This is something I was not shown when I did my basic hypnosis course, and it was the one thing that smashed my self-esteem when I went out there. So I'm going to set you up for success on that one. The benefiting technique. I love the benefiting technique, and it's such a gorgeous little technique that is so overlooked, and we need to actually have it more out there. I'll teach you some stage hypnosis basics as well, because I do stage hypnosis and I absolutely love it. Instant and rapid inductions and how powerful they really are, and how to build up your confidence on them. Many people won't do a rapid induction because they're like, no, what if it doesn't work? I'll show you how to make it work every time. How to add value to your service. So if you decide you want to be certified, then I'll teach you how to add value to it. How to book your clients and your maintenance sessions. It's amazing the amount of therapists that actually don't know how to book in clients properly and how to promote maintenance sessions. This is not, one of those things where you're like, oh, hypnosis, oh, you'll never have anxiety again. Most people will have anxiety again at some stage in their life, and you need to learn how to promote yourself to those clients so that they can come back for maintenance. It's no different to maintaining your car. Every now and again, it needs an oil change and a bit of a wheel alignment. I'm also going to teach you how to always get paid. When I first started, I was refunding money left, right, and center for quit smoking clients, and I had people not showing up and, people canceling at the last minute, and I was like, hang on, I have organized my life around your appointment and then you've just not shown up. Are you kidding me? How am I going to pay my rent? So I'm going to teach you how to always get paid. How to get some free sites to get you started. Because when I first started, I must admit, all of these criteria I needed, I was like, wow, where am I going to get all this stuff? I cannot afford it. So I'll show you all the free sites that I used when I first started. How to get referrals. How to do ethics and fallacies, because fallacies are absolutely huge in this industry and you need to learn how to reframe them. I'll teach you how to do some web pages as well and what it is that we do in order to be so successful. There are a lot of things like SEOs, which is a search engine optimization, and a CTR, which is a click-through rate. And it's amazing how many web pages like Wix and Weebly, they don't do that stuff. And there's some better stuff out there. So if you're on Wix or Weebly, you may want to consider upgrading to a better product. I'll teach you how to do social media as well, because social media is very, very powerful and you can use it effectively in order to heal not only your family and friends, but to heal yourself as well. I'll teach you also some advanced training techniques, okay? Because this is your essential one to get you started, and you need to have some knowledge on some advanced training techniques. You don't want to be like me when I went out there and people saying these other big words, and I was like, what the hell is that? I cannot believe it. I don't know anything. So I will show you some advanced training techniques as well. And then you'll get your own script so you can go out there and help heal yourself and your family and friends. So let's just go straight into the next video. What is hypnosis? What is NLP? And how do they differ? So welcome. Here we go. Let's do this. So, hang on. I want that one. There we go. Now I'm getting it right. So, what is hypnosis and what is NLP? So, what is hypnosis? So, according to Wikipedia, this is one of those big questions that is asked all the time. What is hypnosis? What is hypnosis? So, I'm going to give you the Wikipedia answer here, and then I'll give you my answer later on. So, according to Wikipedia, hypnosis is a state of human consciousness involving focused attention and reduced peripheral awareness, and has an enhanced capacity to respond to suggestion. Now, if you say that to your clients, they're going to go, what? What? Are you kidding me? So what I do is I explain hypnosis in the form of NLP. So here we go. What is NLP? It's a little bit more complex, but basically NLP is the use of language of the mind to achieve a specific outcome of desire. That's what it is. It's the use of language. It's the use of words to help the mind to achieve an outcome that it desires. That's the easiest way to explain hypnosis or NLP. The use of language of the mind to achieve a specific outcome or a desire. So let me break that down for you. So neuro is the nervous system, aka the mind experiences 5 senses. Now there may be other senses out there, it just depends on your belief system, but we're just going to go with the basic 5 senses. So the neuro part of NLP is visual, so your eyes, auditory, which is your ears, kinesthetic, where we touch, olfactory is your smell, and gustatory is your taste. So the neuro part is where it uses the 5 senses. And then we've got the linguistic part. So language and non-verbal communication systems are represented and coded into a given meaning. So when it comes to the linguistic part, we're talking about pictures, sounds, feelings, tastes, smells, words of self-talk. I mean, even I have done it. You're the only one inside your head, so be nice. Even I've done it. I've done something. I've buggered it up and I'm like, oh, Trish, you're such an idiot. My linguistic part of my brain is going, okay, she's an idiot. And what do we do with that information? It's installing that all the time into my mind. And if I tell myself that enough, I'm going to think that I'm actually an idiot. There's so many women out there that are like, oh, I'm just a bitch. Because they keep telling themselves that they're a bitch. They're not really. They've just been telling themselves that over and over and over, that their brain has started to go, oh, well, okay, let's just be a bitch, okay? So the linguistic part is language and non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication, like sounds. You've heard that song on the radio and you're just like, you've started moving and enjoying it. So that's a linguistic part. You've walked down the street and you've smelt something. You've gone, oh, wow, that smells delicious. I'm definitely hungry now. This is the NLP part where you're actually doing hypnosis in a waking state. You've seen those people walk along and they've got that body language and you're like, oh, no, I'm going to stay away from them. You haven't even spoken to them, but you're going to stay away from them. So that's a linguistic part of NLP. And then we've got programming. Programming is the ability to discover and utilize the programs that run our neurological systems to achieve our specific and desired outcome. So when the programming part hits is when we take the appropriate action. And like I said before, if you get someone that's walking to you and they've got that real angry body language, the programming part kicks in and goes, well, what do you want to do? And you go, nah, I'm out of here. I'm not going to deal with that. So that's your programming part. So how do they actually differ? There is a great debate in this industry about hypnosis and NLP. And some of the debates have been very divided. They're dividing our industry. And I admit, I'm kind of like the taco girl. Why not have both, sort of thing? So it's like comparing tomato and tomato sometimes. It's same, yet completely different. So whether used together or separately, both modalities are extremely powerful when used correctly. And I'm a huge fan. Like I said, I'm like the taco girl. Why not have both? Why are we just doing one? Why are people saying in certain courses, this is not NLP? Why not? Unless you're actually going to speak to your client when they first come in, it is NLP, because you're picking up on their body language, you're picking up on their senses, you're picking up on their energy, their feel, their touch, so it is NLP, and then you move into your technique, which is hypnosis. So that just seems a bit counterintuitive to me. And then you've got people like, this is not hypnosis, this is NLP only. And I'm like, well, when you do NLP, people go into a semi-trance, and that's what hypnosis is. So it is. They both work in the same capacity. Like I said, tomato, tomato. It's the same, yet completely different. So there's a major difference in hypnosis where it requires the client to actually go into a form of trance, where NLP does not. NLP is just communication, but the person still goes into a small semi-trance. So that's the difference. So even this statement about trance can be debated in the industry, and I'll talk more about trances later on in the course. So I suggest keeping your mind open to both modalities and choosing the right one to help with your client's success. That's what it's all about, choosing the right one for your client. I'm a huge fan of NLP and then integrating the hypnosis part and then bringing my client back into NLP when it comes to the session. So many times, like I said, I'll start with NLP whilst the client is having a conversation and they're open to learning. Then I move into the hypnosis. Once the hypnosis is done, I'll bring out the NLP again to finalize the contract as such. Please use both. And if you've got someone out there that's saying this is not NLP or this is not hypnosis, maybe find a better trainer, because they clearly don't understand the two concepts and how the two modalities actually work together. So join me in the next video. I will be here again, and I'm going to talk about the history of hypnosis and NLP. This is freaking fantastic stuff, and it's fascinating. So join me in the next video. I will see you next time. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye-bye. Mwah.